We're not going to have to start drinking in the middle of the day again, are we?
Luckily, no. This is not a myth about getting drunk. It's a myth about what happens after you've already gotten drunk and gotten yourself into a bar fight. And the myth is that getting hit with an empty bottle is worse for you than getting hit with a bottle that's full. Allow me to demonstrate.
No silver screen bar fight scene is complete without one. However, unlike the movies, in real life, a bottle bash is extremely dangerous. How dangerous? Well, award-winning forensic scientists list skull fractures, concussions, and scalp lacerations among the possible injuries. They also conclude that an empty bottle smash will do more damage. But is this really possible? Could a lighter, empty bottle really harm you more than a heavier, full one?
So how do you want to test this one?
Fake bottle. Don't do this at home.
No, seriously, how are you thinking we should test this?
Exactly like that, but with real bottles.
Except with head protection.
We'll have a closer look at what kind of forces are involved.
Okay.
So, let the bar fight commence.
Even though after a few beers it might seem like a good idea to hit somebody over the head with a beer bottle, it's probably not. Nevertheless, we feel inclined to get up close and personal in our testing, and that's where this comes in. This is a football helmet outfitted with a specially designed array of accelerometers that will register any movement of our skull and help us determine whether a full versus an empty beer bottle is more harmful. Plus, it's a nice excuse for me to hit Adam over the head with a bottle, which I regularly want to do. You ready?
You know, before I put this on and take some hits to the head, let's put this on a non-human analog just to make sure it's safe, see what kind of forces are involved.
Okay.
It's ready.
I'm ready.
We're ready.
Okay. Safety systems check. Wow.
That's not what happens in the movies.
Now, it seems like these are a lot harder to break than we thought. And I think that's because of a couple of main reasons. What's the matter, old man? Been too long since your last bar fight? One is, in the movies, you're always seeing people smack each other over the head with bottles, and the bottles break really easily. Well, those are fake bottles. It's the movies. And number two, who among us hasn't dropped and broken bottles? They seem quite fragile. But the fact is, they're not. They're actually built to ship. They're built to last. And when you look at shots like this, and this, it's pretty clear these things are tougher than they look.
Adam, however, is as tough as he looks.
Ow, ow.
Not very. So when our expert crunches the numbers,
That was about 107 Gs.
the experiment takes a safer turn.
And about 100 Gs is the average concussion that we see in the field.
I don't think I'm going to be wearing that helmet today.
I don't blame you.
Clearly, getting hit by one of these, even if you're wearing one of these, is a really nasty experience. So nasty, in fact, that we have decided we are not going to do any testing on human subjects today.
Out goes the human, and off comes the helmet. The helmet, doing what it was designed to do, was flexing on impact, absorbing energy, and making it difficult to break the bottle. Cue our hard-headed head stuntman with his crown of data-collecting accelerometers.
Well, there you go.
Did you get a reading?
Yeah, it's about 54 Gs.
Awesome!
Awesome, but one data point does not a sample make. So in a frenzy of beer and broken glass,
33,
hard man Heinemann smashes away
11 Gs.
until he's satisfied with a sample set of 7,
34,
which yields an average of 28 Gs.
Awesome! Let's continue with an empty bottle.
Remember, the myth is that an empty bottle, when smashed, is more damaging than the full.
Are you peeing?
No.
Okay.
It's the comparison that's the key.
Okay, here we go. Empty beer bottle.
And as the numbers come in, it's clear that comparison does not favor the myth.
13 Gs. So it's about 11 Gs.
Less G-force to the head from the empties appears to indicate they do less damage than the full ones. But Adam's got an issue with the experimental design.
In general, the data seems to support the idea that it's not looking very good for the myth. But we're seeing huge variances in the G-load on this guy, depending on how hard Jamie swings, which is very hard to control. Clearly, moving forward, we're going to need to remove the variance of the human arm and go with a mechanical solution to solving this problem.
I don't think we can call it based on this.
No, there is clearly a lot more to this than meets the eye. It's actually kind of thrilling.
One way or another, there's more broken glass in our future, though, huh?
Yes, there is. So where do we stand with the bottle bash?
Well, sadly, we weren't able to bash each other over the heads with bottles. We had to settle for this guy.
And what did he have to tell us? Yes, that the full bottle somehow imparted more force than the empty bottle.
Which contradicts the myth.
Right, which is that somehow the empty bottle is worse for you.
And given that I can't precisely control exactly how hard I hit, it's impossible to know whether it's the bottle or my hit that is causing a result.
So what we need then is some kind of mechanical bottle bashing rig and a setup that helps us compare the injuries. It's like a bar fight robot.
Okay, well, you get started on that and I'll go talk to the neuro guy and see what kind of injuries we're looking for on heads.
Okay.
So while Adam builds a rig to bash brains with rigorous regularity, Jamie talks to a bashed brain expert.
So what exactly happens in a concussion?
A concussion is when you transfer a force external through the skull to the brain. Think of the skull as a box, and you've got the brain inside that has the consistency of jello.
This is your brain. I'm about to turn it into a jello mold.
Here we go. There we go. One gelatin brain mold.
When a concussion occurs and force is delivered to the skull itself, the skull moves relative to the brain. Brain stays in one place, the skull moves against it. That can bruise the brain that's hitting the skull, and it can actually damage the brain opposite that.
Oh, what am I doing? I'm making gelatin brains. What are you doing?
It's all a function of force, Jamie. It's how much energy is transmitted to the skull and to the brain that determines how severe the concussion is or how much injury there is to the brain.
There we go. That's what I'm thinking.
It sounds like the bottom line is that whatever kind of blow moves the head more violently is what's going to cause more of a concussion, right?
Absolutely.
All right, the whole purpose of this rig is to precisely and at the same speed every time swing a beer bottle into our model head to see if we get a concussion or how bad a concussion we get. So first, the arm is held in tension by this spring. The vice grip here holds on to the beer until it swings into the head. So we release the pin, the arm swings around all the way to the head. Here's the head on the neck, weighing roughly about the same as a human head. Hold on, let me add the piece de resistance. A nice gelatin brain. Now we'll watch this on high speed. We'll see the brain bounce around. And if we can see a difference in how much the head moves and the brain bounces around, we might be able to tell something about the kind of concussion you'll get when someone breaks a bottle over your head.
But before the brain bashing begins, Adam needs to know exactly how fast he needs to swing his bottles to ensure they break. For that, he's got a smaller version of the rig and a pig.
Here's the experimental setup. I'm gonna take these bottles and thwack this pig right in the brain until they shatter. This arrow right here and the high-speed camera above it will tell me the exact speed at which these bottles shatter, both full and empty. This is gross science in action in 3, 2, 1. Awesome! Gross, but awesome.
It's a horror movie, all right, but throughout the violence of the hams,
This is for the money, right here, all right?
Adam gets enough hits
That has to hurt.
with full and empty bottles
Success!
to get a good idea of the speed they need for a guaranteed smash.
So the whole purpose of this test was not just to be gross, although that was a side benefit. It was actually to determine the speed at which these bottles reliably smash when they hit a head-like thing. And that speed turns out to be about 50 feet per second or 34 miles per hour.
So now that they can calibrate the big rig's swing speed, Jellohead is ready to take one for the team. It's a counterintuitive conundrum. Forensic scientists tell us an empty beer bottle broken on your brain box will cause more damage than a heavier, full one. Looking for answers, Jamie and Adam are lining up Jellohead for a comparative concussion test.
Do I have a prediction about whether the full bottle or the empty bottle is going to be worse in terms of our concussion test? I do. I'm going to vote for the full bottle. And the reason is there's more mass in the full bottle. And I have to imagine the mass of the liquid behind the glass has to matter in the equation, especially when it comes to moving a head around. I think it's going to be the full one. All right, I'm ready if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. One full beer bottle concussion test. In 3, 2, 1. It looks great.
Seems to work.
Except it doesn't. A look at the high speed
Whoa.
Wow.
confirms the beer isn't clear.
Problem is the beer is obstructing our ability to see the brain.
Yeah.
Isn't that always the way?
So the way to go is carbonated H2O.
We're ready. Let's do it. Full beer bottle concussion test. 3, 2, 1. Didn't break.
High speed.
High speed.
Wow.
That's a lot of force.
You see how the skull moves and then the brain's in one place,
Yeah.
hits the side of the skull on the front side, and then look at that, the brain's going completely to the opposite. Oh, wow. Look at the waves inside the jello. That's what happens in real life. Good Lord.
Never leave the house without a helmet, huh?
No kidding.
The full bottle hit clearly falls into the not good category.
Another wasted beer.
Cue the empty bottle comparison.
Somewhere kittens are crying. What do you think's gonna happen, buddy? Really? No, I never saw it that way before. Okay, you ready for the empty bottle?
Ready.
Is this the point we make the joke about I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy?
That works.
All right, empty bottle concussion test. 3, 2, 1.
I don't even need to see the high speed. I can tell by looking at the guy's face that he's messed up.
Sure, he's not a pretty sight, but he's actually a lot better off than he was after the last test. The lateral movement of the skull is significantly reduced with the empty bottle.
Boy, there's nowhere near the amount of head movement relative to brain.
So it is moving around, but not near as much as it was with the full bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're delivering less force with the empty bottle, no question.
Awesome. That's like a result. Let's put the two up next to each other on the screen. Just like that. Okay, now play. Look at that. It couldn't be clearer. The full bottle is far worse.
That's another headache for this forensic science-inspired myth. So far, Adam and Jamie have yet to see a sign that an empty bottle, when smashed, can cause more damage. But they're not done yet.
The additional mass in a full bottle does seem to impart more energy to a target skull when it's broken over it, and that could lead to a concussion. But we're talking about head injury here, and so that could also be skull fractures, it could be skin lacerations. So we're going to have a close look at those too.
Buddy, remember that time I built the machine to swing bottles of beer at your head? No, you don't. It's a delicious memory. One.
Adam and Jamie have already seen that as far as concussions go, contrary to the myth, a full bottle smash is worse for you than an empty.
The brain itself was displaced much more with the full bottle as compared to the empty bottle.
But what about other types of head trauma? What about a skull fracture? To find out, Jamie
That's what I'm talking about.
is taking a piece of pig skull
7 millimeters, same thickness as a human skull.
to calibrate and manufacture a polyurethane plastic that fractures in exactly the same way as a human skull. Pulled from the pan while pliable, he forms it into shape before it hardens.
We've got the base and we've got this insert that goes over this cavity, and when we hit it with a beer bottle like so, if we get a fracture, we know that we would have fractured a real skull.
To get a realistic mass, Jamie adds a brain's weight of ground beef.
That's it, 6 pounds.
Meanwhile, Adam has built a bar for the soon-to-break-out bar fight.
Welcome to the MythBusters bar. Can I interest you in an empty beer?
Which means Meathead, with his inability to duck, is about to get a headache.
Mr. Heineman says it's time to bash some heads in and chew some gum. And he's fresh out of gum. Take it away.
Okay, skull fracture rig in 3, 2, 1.
All hell broke loose. We got broken bottle, we got broken head, meat spilling out all over the place.
Adam's no doctor, but broken head and meat spilling out is a fairly accurate diagnosis.
Oh, man, it's clearly shattered the skull.
Totally shattered the skull, the rig worked. Yep, Meathead did us proud, huh?
All we need now is to try this with an empty bottle.
Yep.
More data.
More data with a side of sampling and a comparative observation salad coming right up.
Empty bottle of beer coming right up. Buddy, we're gonna do this at least one more time, and if it's any consolation, it's gonna hurt you a lot more than it's gonna hurt me. When you're ready.
Empty bottle into skull fracture rig. 3, 2, 1. That's what I'm talking about. 1.
Now you broke it. That's why we can't have nice things.
Nose fracture.
No fracture on the skull. The whole purpose of this experiment is to figure out if it's worse to get a full bottle broken over your head or an empty bottle broken over your head. Personally, I want neither. But if I had to choose, especially when it comes to skull fractures, like this test here, the full bottle delivered more damaging skull fracturing force than the empty bottle. But we're not done, for upon close examination, Jamie and I note many lacerations in the skull of this meathead. And we wonder, perhaps in the area of lacerations, an empty bottle might be worse than a full bottle. We don't know. So we're gonna stretch some skin over one of these heads and start hitting that with broken bottles. Yeah.
As far as having a bottle smashed over your head, at this point we've looked at concussions. So it is moving around, but not near as much as it was with the full bottle.
Yeah.
We've looked at skull fractures. No skull fracture.
No skull fracture, but check out how nasty the lacerations are.
But we also need to look at lacerations, because after all, it's broken glass, skin, we're gonna get cut. If I'm gonna be testing what happens to someone's scalp when they're hit over the head with a bottle, I need a suitable scalp analog.
And to find it, Dr. Frankenheineman figures out some scalp attributes he wants to emulate.
I figure I'm moving it around 1/2 of an inch. Seems to be about right. That's moving about the same as the skin over my skull. That's perfect. Poke through it. 2.43 pounds. Nice. Thickness 0.025. Is very sort of fibrous.
Next, he finds the artificial materials with those physical attributes.
It pulls about the same amount. This appears to be vinyl. That's starting to feel like the skin that we all know and love.
With a vinyl epidermis, absorbent subcutaneous layer, and of course, blood. Lots of blood.
Oh, blood everywhere.
It all comes together in a disturbingly accurate analog of human skin.
The epidermis goes on it like so, and when I cut it, with any luck, it's gonna bleed.
And with that,
there you go.
our fake-skinned meathead is ready to take one for the team.
You fill it with blood?
I did.
All right, let's get to smashing it. Let the lacerations begin. Laceration test with a full beer bottle. 3, 2, 1. God, that is nasty. 1. Oh, there's definitely some cuts there.
Yep.
Oh, it bleeds. Nasty.
Nasty. And if it was needed, a further graphic illustration of how dangerous it is to use a bottle as a weapon.
Just put that there, and we'll put the other one there, and we know that that's our full bottle, and we'll compare it to the empty one.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Laceration test, empty beer bottle into our MythBuster. 3, 2, 1.
A successful smash. And as with the full bottle, it's immediately obvious damage was done.
I like my fake skin.
It's a nice fake skin.
And an up-close comparison sees very little difference in the damage to that skin between the two tests.
I don't know about you, but I look at these and they look pretty much equivalent to me.
Yeah, give or take a nick or two. It's the same.
Yeah. I thought the full bottle was going to be much worse.
It's all about the glass in this case, I think.
Yeah. Same amount of glass, I guess, same amount of cuts.
Yep.
The original myth is that having an empty bottle broken over your head is worse for you than having a full bottle broken over your head. Well, from our testing, from the standpoint of your brains, it's not true. You'll get a much worse concussion from a full bottle than an empty one. And also from our testing, on bones, the full bottle is also worse. It's much more likely to cause a skull fracture than an empty bottle. Now, with the skin laceration test, actually, for the first time, they're about even. But that still doesn't make the statement that the empty bottle is worse supportable. So it's still not looking very good. In fact, I'd almost say it's busted. Okay, the myth that it's worse to have an empty bottle broken over your head than a full bottle. Let's recap where we stand from the standpoint of your brains.
It's busted.
From the standpoint of your skull bone.
Also busted.
From the standpoint of your skin.
No difference.
Well, you know where that leaves us, myth.
Busted.
Totally busted.